Jesus, that was a bit hard. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Good morning, light. Good morning, sun. How are you? Skies above.
It has been a while, and you can probably tell by the quality of this video. I'm on my iPad and not my camera, and that kind of explains where I've been. Please ignore the state of me as well, because I wasn't actually planning on filming today, but I just miss you guys. So basically, I had a video filmed for Valentine's Day, and I also had footage for my 21st birthday, and my SD card on my camera decided to corrupt itself and I lost all the footage. Kind of put me off of getting any content out of there, and I'll explain where I've been in this video. So basically, where have I been? My last video was me making my 2024 vision board, and so far I don't think that I'm quite there yet. I said in my last video that I was signed off of therapy, and since then I've kind of been struggling again. I think because it was such relief, like being told you don't need therapy anymore, and that's as far as the NHS will provide for you. So they give you all of these coping mechanisms and then you're on your own. And at first that is like a massive, like, you're so proud of yourself, but then as time goes on, not speaking to someone every week, like, I just felt like I was getting back into old habits. So I've been trying my best to just carry on, and that's kind of why I've not been filming, but I've been doing okay. Like, don't get me wrong, I haven't been having panic attacks, and I've still been able to go to everything I'm supposed to be, whereas before, like, I literally had no motivation to do anything. But I just was very lethargic and feeling down, and even the days where I did manage to get up and still go, like, I'd kind of spend all day feeling like a robot again, which is why I went to therapy in the first place, because I just wanted to feel like myself again. Definitely slipped, and I think I'm kind of now starting to go back on the good climb, if that's the right word. I have been taking all of my meds, I've been taking vitamins, which I'm really proud of myself because it is easy to forget to take those. It was just things like cleaning my room and looking after myself where I was really lacking, and I'm scared that, like, if that was to carry on, I'll just get back into the exact same position that I was in before. And obviously I'm not working as much as I was, because obviously before I was doing 2 part-time jobs, I had no time for myself, which is why I wasn't looking after myself. Whereas this time round, I'm going to work on very limited hours, but I'm going, if that makes sense. So, like, I always feel like it's kind of a cop-out because I'm working for myself and I don't work as many hours as I would want to, or as many hours as someone who works a part-time job. But for my mental state, I've got all of this time and I wasn't using it to the best of my ability. I just was getting so overwhelmed with things like tidying my room, and like Harrison would come over and my room is just a complete tip. I mean, it's getting better. It's not amazing. I've always been a messy person, but when I'm especially down and struggling with my mental health, I've really struggled to keep my area clean, which doesn't help at all, because once it starts getting messy, then my brain gets messy and then all of it just overwhelms me. So there was a lot of times that Harrison kind of helped me tidy my room, and it would be good for like a day or so and I'd be feeling great, and then it would get bad again. So that's kind of my main priority at the moment, is to use my time doing things such as cleaning and having long baths and just really looking after my space, because I feel like if I can prioritize that, then it will make my mental state be better as well. In terms of like going to the gym, I have been doing pretty good. Not as consistent as I want to be, but definitely listening to my body and getting those hours in. I've tried to not commit to a daily routine. Now, this is a massive thing because when you're dealing with mental health, you get told like you need routine, sticking to a routine will really help. But with someone with anxiety like me, if I in my head have a set routine, don't stick to a routine, I end up getting really overwhelmed and then I don't end up doing any of my routine. So things like, instead of setting times of when I want to do something, I'm trying to say, okay, Thursday I'm going to do this, this and this, but set no times for it. So for example, going to a gym at a different time, because before I was trying to go as soon as I got up in the morning. I was waking up ridiculously early, going to the gym, and then I had all of this time before work where I was just getting in my head and I was just so tired most of the time getting back and going back to bed. It just wasn't working for me. So now I'm trying to think, well, when is best for me? For example, okay, so I've got to be going to work for this time, so why don't I go to gym the hour before, because then I'm already in town to get the bus and I can just like kill two birds with one stone. I don't have to come back home and like get in my head. I do want to get a routine, but I think while I'm still struggling to look after myself, it's better for me to prioritize my time looking after me and scheduling everything else around that, if that makes sense. As for work, it's going really well. I absolutely love teaching and I've been doing quite a lot over the last few weeks, and I just feel I want more hours. This is my problem at the moment, is it's not enough to be like a full-time job, which is obviously what I want. But then I'm also trying to get my driving license. So when I failed my test back in January, mum kind of said to me like, okay, maybe stop stressing yourself out about finding another job and just focus on passing your test. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not job hunting. I was previously, but at the moment I'm kind of still looking what's out there, but I'm not actively searching for another job. I'm just going to focus on my teaching and my driving and getting those things done, and then once the driving's done and I don't have to think about that anymore, I can start looking for another job to go alongside teaching, hopefully another teaching job. I did get offered a like head of dance role, which was about half an hour out of my town, which I really wanted, but I needed to drive for it because it would entail me going to like different schools to teach within the day. So obviously relying on public transport means that I wouldn't be very reliable. The other updates, I have gone back to college. I say like I'm prioritizing this, but then I give myself more work, which is probably not very helpful. But I found that when I was at RAD doing my uni work, even though I was really overwhelmed because I was working 2 jobs and doing uni, my days off were productive, because even if I didn't go to the gym, I was getting up and I was doing work. So I just thought, well, at the moment, because I'm struggling to look after myself, I'm struggling to get out of bed, I'm only going to teaching, I've got all this time in my day and I'm not using it wisely. And I've always said that like I want more qualifications. So it was always the plan that when I finished one course, I'd go on to do another one, and I always wanted to do like business or marketing. So I've gone back to college, which I'm doing online. I think it's the Skills Network I'm with, and it's a government funded course, a level 2 in digital marketing, which obviously will link in with my content creation, my YouTube, and also open up more opportunities when I'm looking for other jobs. Because with teaching, if I can't get the hours I want, then I'd quite like a work from home, like something to do in the mornings, and officey kind of thing where I don't really have to think about it. Very interesting. It's been stressful because I always leave my work to the last minute and then I end up staying up all night to get it in for the due date. Such a short course, and I've got all of the resources already, so it's like I can do it in my own time. As long as it's reaching the deadlines, they don't really care. Like, it's something that I'm quite interested in, and I'm kind of glad that I've given myself that chance to like get another qualification under my belt. I'm always wanting to learn. I'm proud of myself for going for it, and even though it might not be the right time because I'm not currently reaching all of my goals, it's gonna open up a lot more opportunities for me, which overall will be good. Anything else I want to add? Yes, my skin. So if you've watched my skin journey video, you'll know that I suffer with cystic acne. They're not really too sure what it was, and I got my scar removed, which on this you probably can't even see, but I have actually had another lesion pop up, so I'm going back to the dermatology department to get that looked at. But I'm kind of annoyed because they wanted to see it as soon as it like appeared, and then I've had to wait like a month. So I think I've got 2 more weeks and then I'm going in. Hopefully give us some answers, because it's such a like degrading thing. I think because it's on your face, like you're so much more aware of it, and I've already got all these scars on my face from previous ones, so I don't want to go through how big and ugly my face felt. I kind of briefly touched on it, but like when you have skin problems, you feel like that's all people are looking at you for, and it makes you feel disgusting. I mean, I had these massive cysts which were like pussy and bleeding and gross, and they just, I don't pop them or anything, I just leave them. I try not to put any makeup on it, I don't put any products on it, but they get like blisters, and they get so much pressure that they just like burst on their own. And it's not even like pus, it's just like, it's liquid until it bleeds, but like I don't think it's an infection, which would explain why antibiotics don't work. So yeah, hopefully we can get some answers, because I really don't want any more scars on my face. I've just kind of been struggling as well with my body recently. I feel like as you get older, obviously your body changes, and I turned 21 this year. My body doesn't look like how it did when I was 17, and I don't go to the gym to get an aesthetic look. I don't go to change my body, I go because it's great for my mental health and I want to feel stronger. I'm not going to lose weight, for example, and like my diet is appalling, it's so bad, and I kind of just recently, I've not put on weight, but I've kind of started getting fat in places I didn't before. Also started getting a lot more stretch marks and stuff on my thighs, and I feel like people don't really talk about it because they're like, oh yeah, every woman has stretch marks and stuff, but it can be so hard when you've been slim, or in my case I was bigger as a child, but not bigger, I was normal, I was average. I was kind of year 6, year 7, you know, like just before puberty, you still got like your puppy fat, and like I'd had people call me fat, and I wasn't fat, it was natural. But I remember being like 11, 12 and thinking, oh my god, like my stomach is so big, I've got stretch marks. And then kind of 14 to 17 being super skinny, and I look back on pictures from like lockdown, and obviously there was no takeaways. I was working out in the garden pretty much every day, and I was so slim, and now I'm healthy, well, healthier than I have previously been in terms of eating and exercise. When I was 17, I barely ate anything. I just didn't have an appetite, and I wouldn't say I really had like an eating disorder, but I definitely did not have a healthy relationship with food, and where I wasn't getting enough fuel into my body, I was fainting a lot, and yeah, I wasn't healthy. So now I eat whatever I want, and I don't want to say that I'm fat or I've put on weight, but like compared to what I'm used to, it is a shock to the system. Hey guys, I'm just editing my video. I just wanted to add this in quickly. So in this clip I'm talking about I've been feeling with my body lately, and I just want to emphasize the fact that in no way am I saying that I'm fat or whatever. I'm just saying that I'm not currently as comfortable with my body as I normally am, and I just wanted to kind of shed some light that like even people that you think are like, oh my god, their body is perfect, like they still have insecurities, and like they still feel like bad about themselves sometimes. And obviously there's people with body dysmorphia who can be as skinny as anything, and then they look in the mirror and they don't see that. And I just kind of wanted to let you know that like I do understand that, and in no ways I don't want anyone comparing themselves thinking, oh, she thinks she's fat but I'm bigger than her kind of thing, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm currently not as comfortable in my body as I have previously been, and that's just because it's natural. Yeah, your body's going to change as you get older, and you kind of fluctuate through your weights through the years, especially as a woman, and you kind of learn what's best for you and best for your body. And yeah, I think that kind of covers everything that's been going on. Obviously I'm really annoyed about my SD card issues. I'm gonna get another SD card so my videos will be better quality, but the next few might be a bit iffy still. I'm going to try to get out a video once a week like I used to, even if it's just a daily vlog, a weekly vlog, rather than a sit down video. I know a lot of you prefer me just chatting, and I could just chat forever. Yeah, maybe some more vlog kind of stuff, because I don't really have any plans of things that I can film for content. And since my camera's not been working, there's been so many days out that I've done where I'm like, oh, I could have vlogged this, it would have been so cute. I don't want to feel hard on myself, because I'm generally doing my best that I can do right now. Kind of just important to remember that like your mental health isn't gonna just be great all the time just because you've been to therapy or on antidepressants. That doesn't mean I'm cured. Like I'm always gonna have anxiety, I'm always gonna have depression, and I have been given the tools to kind of manage it, but that's not how mental illness works. And a lot of the time people with mental health illnesses, they don't have the motivation to put in the work. And while I am a very determined individual, this is what's kind of been strange to me last year, is that I haven't been wanting to put in the work, and that's made me not feel like me. I've always been so career driven, saved a lot of money, worked really hard, and now it's kind of like I feel lazy. Getting up in the morning, having a shower, if that's all I do for that day, I'm proud of myself. Like, and I think that more people need to realise that you don't have to be working a 9 to 5 and then going to the gym and then eating really healthy and then still having a social life to be successful. If you've got up and brushed your teeth today, well done. Like, let's be real, not everyone can manage to do that most days. So if you've done that today, I'm proud of you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are excited for what's coming and haven't missed me too much. I'm definitely going to try and get some more content out, and please message me if I don't and badger me to do it, because if I know that people are actually waiting for it, then I might be a bit more motivated to get it done. Love you guys.
Say what you